We are what they call live. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on this impromptu, not necessarily political event. And we are here today with Bishop Gwendolyn Webb and your boy Lonnie Malone. We are concerned citizens of Birmingham. Richard and everybody else is not here today. And let me change that, yeah, because that is so much better. And we have so Gwen is going to lead us off and tell us what she want to talk about today.
Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. And we're so thankful to Dr. Lonnie Malone and and having this great show, not necessarily political, and and we're being able to do this impromptu show about this serious situation that we have going on in Birmingham, Alabama, and that is the crime. Forbes, they're even talking about Birmingham being one of the most dangerous cities to live in as it relates to crime. And so people are saying, well, but what are we going to do about it? It's a lot that can be done about it. It's just, it must be done. Sure, we're short when it comes to the police department. We're short, but it's just like being short at your home. If you don't take care of your home, if husbands don't take care of the wives and wives don't take care of the husband, they're going to be short. So therefore, we've got to start taking care of our people that work for us, the police officers. Start paying them, not what you just feel like you can throw at them. Start paying these men and women their worth. But yes, crime is on an all-time high in Birmingham, Alabama. If you don't believe it, check out your neighborhood. Check out the news reports. Let's start in our children. When it starts affecting our children in record numbers, like it is affecting them, Birmingham, we've got a problem. And it's a problem that must be fixed. The police department, I'm telling you, this chief and these officers, they're doing the best that they can do with what they have. In talking to them about what all is going on here. And for everybody, please, ma'am, please, sir, look around you in your neighborhoods, in your communities. And if something is going on there, let them know. They're not readers. They're not fortune tellers. So you've got to let them know what's going on around you. And I thank God for Dr. Malone and Richard Franklin and Terry. I'm so thankful for these guys because we work together from the crime that's going on in the neighborhoods and the communities to the crime that's going on when it comes to our school board. We're going to cover a lot of that real quickly on this impromptu, and I'm going to turn it back over to none other than this outstanding man, Dr. Lonnie Malone.
Hey, Birmingham and surrounding areas, crime is and has been for a while, for some years now, out of hand. So it's going to take the community, it's going to take education, it's going to take the police, it's going to take the city officials, it's going to take state officials. We're going to have to get tougher. We're seeing mass crime, mass shootings, which you would never get me to understand, or I don't care who shoots. I have no sympathy or empathy for you, because you're not going into a place where other people have guns. People always want. Now we get to the point where we want to feel sorry for the people who doing the shooting. So, but you can't go and you're going to a place where kids and babies would do. I'm not sure what's the subject. Oh, we just doing community concerns, Brother Fletcher. Just community concerns. Right now we're on gun violence because some of the things that are going on, like I said, they're trying to protect the people that's doing the shootings. But you're going into places where nobody can protect themselves. Go somewhere where they can protect themselves, and then not even then I'll understand. You just shouldn't do it. Um, Crime is high in Birmingham right now. It's out the what? It's out. It's crazy, and you're gonna have to get more education in there. You're gonna have to get more opportunities. You're gonna have to get politicians that care.
Yep.
And you can say what you want. I have no. I don't care who likes it or not. If a politician is there and not helping the community, I don't care. I don't care about friendships, none of that stuff.
Right.
I don't ask anything from politicians anyway, so I don't worry about that. You know, you're not blocking my money because I'm not getting one contract or a dollar from you all. But you're gonna have to start doing something because we have a governor who is trying to take money from education and put it into a water park. That's regardless if it's Republican or Democrat. That just doesn't make sense. What you want to do is take that money out and then put that money into a water park, and that water park don't go anywhere, or just keep it alive. You can then transfer other funds back to these prisons that you want to do. That's what I believe you want to do. So what you think about that, Gwen?
Look, I think what we need to do, people that are truly concerned, you're right what you just said, Lonnie. People that are really concerned, we need to band together, like and I wanted to go down there about the waterworks, but I had other commitments. But the thing is, we need to band together and go down there and talk to the governor. She needs to rescind what she has done about this gun law. That needs to be rescinded. And we need to talk to every politician, be it local, state, wherever. We need to talk to them and get them to come and go with us and be a part of requesting, demanding that this is rescinded. Because guys are walking around here with guns longer than their pants, uh, and you know, bullying people. So what are we going to do about it? We need to band together like we as children band together in 1963 during the children's march, the children's crusade. Come on, people. We know what we need to do. We've done it before. So let's get this done. She needs to rescind that. I mean, and there's too many babies dying,
And
not just adults.
here's the thing about education, right? You take money. They don't want you to talk about black education. Now you had a Latino comedian the other day say that Latinos built America. In 20 years, that will be true. You get what I'm saying? If you're taking away the facts of what really happened in America, you really would think in about 20 years that other people built America. They're going to forget about slavery and all of this stuff. We're already talking about forget about slavery. And I'm like, I don't understand. How in the world are you? How are we allowed? We're so woke. We're so, huh? Woke. We're so woke now that we're basically asleep again because we're sitting up here doing all this crazy stuff and allowing all this stuff. So black people now have to deal with black people doing stuff to each other and the system doing stuff to each other. We're not on accord. And see, you'll never hear me say black and brown. I know that sounds mean, but I had a Mexican friend. He said, Lonnie, we only look out for ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? He said, we don't look out for any other race. We look out for ourselves. But black people as a whole, we're always trying to look out for other people. It's not a black and white issue per se, but we got to get ourselves as a community right first. We're so far gone as a community right now. How do we get back?
Well, one thing that we have to realize, Lonnie, is not all of our skin is our kin. All right? It's not. We have a lot of politicians that look like us and somewhat sound like us, but are they really for us? Not all your skin is your kin, my brother.
I agree with you on that.
See, and one thing that you said earlier, that when we stop looking for people, I mean, simply because I like you, I may like you, but it does not necessarily mean that you are the one for the job. I mean, that does not mean that. We have elected people and attempted to elect people that don't even live in Birmingham, Alabama. So when are we going
That's
to?
all. A lot of politicians now, they realize it don't even matter anymore.
Well, it does matter, and the people better wake up and see. That's why we don't have anything being done in Birmingham. Why should I do anything for Birmingham when I don't even live in Birmingham? I get your tax dollars. I get paid from you, uh, people that's not quite right. I'm getting your money, but I don't have to live here among you. We're letting your streets and your neighborhoods be dirty because we don't have to live in them.
We don't care.
Exactly. Exactly. So we have got to start caring about us. Oh, who else is supposed to care about us, Lonnie?
We do.
I'll never forget something that you always have said and you always say. I want you to wake up mentally and physically. I want you to wake up and look out your front door and tell me, now these are your words, Lonnie Malone, and tell me what has changed even outside of your front door. Tell me. Now, if your answer is nothing, then why are you continuing to do this insane thing of putting the same people in that's not doing anything even outside your front door? Aren't those your words, Dr. Malone?
That is. That is. And but see, that's the thing. What's going on, Keith Williams? Guy Fletcher said, "Would police precinct would be do better? What would a police precinct? What you mean by that, guy? Let
What do
me
you
see
mean,
what he said.
a substation?
I'm thinking that too. That's what I can think of. That's what I'm thinking of. So, what do you think of while we on that? What do you think about the waterwork in the community, substation in the community? We had some of those, um, guy, and some of them got taken away. They said that some people was felt falling asleep in some of them or something like that.
Falling asleep.
Yeah, one of the substations they was falling asleep in them.
Well, you deal with the people that's going to sleep. You deal with those individuals. You should never remove the substations because the substations are and they were quite beneficial. So that's like an officer going to sleep in the car. What are you going to do? Take the car out of circulation instead of dealing with the one who's going to sleep?
Exactly.
We can't we can't have solutions. We need substations. Now, I am going to be the first one to admit to that we need substations. I thank God for uh, even Sheriff Petway. They came out here and set up out here. And let me tell you, that was the best thing that could ever happen. That was absolutely wonderful. They took guns off the street, they took drugs off the street, and we need to have them to come back and do it again. No, we need substations. Substations work very well.
So, what do you think about we losing the waterwork board?
Well, I really don't think, Lonnie, I think that They're trying to do that, but I really don't feel like we're going to lose it. I don't feel that way. I feel that the attempt has been made, or the attempt is going to be made. But with the people standing up per usual, that was the first stand. Now we are going to have another rush of water, we'll call it, another stand. People are just going to have to start standing and fighting for what rightfully belongs to us. You just go sweeping here and just take things from us. We can't allow that to happen.
Well, that's what's going on, though. That's what's been happening.
Yes, that's what's been happening, but when are we going to demand? Well, I'm not going to say we, others, because I stand up and demand. When are we going to start demanding that what, okay, when you go into, and Lonnie, you've been in there enough, above the city council chambers, you remember what it says up there?
For the people or something.
We the people, we the people, we the people are the city. We are. And when we allow people, you tell me that we have got to beg people and pay people at the same time to do what our tax dollars pay for.
Begging them. We had a black police chief and he put precincts in the black community. The crime did drop.
And it will drop. Mr. Fletcher, it will drop. That has been proven. Yes, it dropped. Yes, it will continue to drop. So when it's not broke, don't fix it. They shouldn't have been taken out. What should have happened, they should have added more. You don't take out what works, you add on to that.
Yeah. Keith Richard, what's your thought? I mean, Keith Williams, what's your thought of? He might have dropped off. But no, just checking out, man. So Grant, what you got? What you got for today? What's your major concerns,
Well,
issues?
we are discussing one of my major concerns, and this is the crime. Uh, that's number one major concern for me. When you see our children are dying at an all-time high in the city, children dying, mothers dying, fathers dying, and you tell me crime is not, crime is major. And when Forbes started looking at it that way, I think they've got Birmingham listed at number two most dangerous city to live in. Number two. Now, who's coming to a city that has that kind of label on it? Really? Who?
When your school board is fighting for charter schools.
Well, and that's another thing. That did not have to be. When you put school board members, when you put people on the school board as school board members, and before they got on there, they were talking about they support charter schools. Now, who are the insane people? The people who voted them in, or the people who were running that saying we're for charter schools? And then when they get on the school board and they see that the superintendent that we have is doing a good job and working hard to turn things around, then they start trying to hook him up with an affair situation, you know, anything to continue to get the attention off of what is now what's really going on. What is really going on,
You're
Lonnie?
right. Keep talking. I'm trying to add Keith on real quick.
Okay. The thing that we're going to have to do is start looking at things realistically, start looking at them factually, and see that different people have different ways of putting up smoke screen. And that with our superintendent, that was nothing but a smoke screen. to get the people attention off of these charter schools. It was a smoke screen. So will people continue to fall for that by being hoodwinked and bamboozled? Will they continue to fall for those things? One thing, well, we haven't had the superintendent on, have we,
Now,
Lonnie? We need to have the superintendent on.
we had somebody from his office before, but it was dealing with COVID. It was dealing with COVID. We had somebody on from his office.
Well, I want to deal with um, the problems that we're having when it comes to our Birmingham school system. And it's not our superintendent. And when you look at the numbers, again, he has worked very hard to continue to turn things around. And he's done a good job. He's doing a good job. Now, what I would like for us to do, I wish we could get uh, Richard, maybe Richard will come on before we go off. We have got to work hard to take care of these situations that people are trying to create, and we know they're not true.
Yeah. Like Terry said the other day, she had some things going on, and it was talking about the school board. Hang on 1 second for a second.
Terry had some things going on, and it was about the school board.
Say what now, Gwen?
You said Terry had some things going on, and it was about the school board.
Terry talked about it. Yeah, she was saying that that's when we was talking about the one of the board members was saying that if we had more white students, Birmingham would be a better place.
Oh,
Birmingham school system would be better.
was this a black racist or a white racist that made that statement?
She was white. I was shocked, man.
I mean, what shocked you? A racist is a racist, so she was a white racist to make that kind of statement.
We have Keith Williams join us. Do you think the reason that why crime is to continue to happen is because maybe we want gentrification in it? Yeah. I told you all a long time ago, and I'm going to tell you again. Listen to this group called The Coup. That's the CHOUP. And the song is Fat Cat and Bigger Fish. And in that song, the guy, they're making it like a skit, like the guy from the owner of Coca-Cola is talking to the mayor. And what they're saying in that song is basically still what's going on today. And you'll be surprised.
What are they saying in the song? I
basically let the crime flourish. Go in and you can buy it cheaper. Move everybody out. And boom, voila. Avondale. Voila. Woodlawn. Voila. Ensley. West End. Huh? Unincorporated Jefferson County.
That's the plan. Do you understand? That is the plan. That's the plan. We have to look, let me tell you, we must be wiser than people think we've got to get wiser and see what's going on. Lonnie, the four of us, we've talked about this. We saw this coming before it started happening. We saw it coming.
Sure did. We surely did. And we've been saying it for years. It's like, just like they say, it's gonna rain. We've been saying it for years.
Well, Noah kept telling them it was gonna rain, didn't it? Had never rained before, but he kept telling them. And all the people had to do was just listen and start working toward this. But right now, at the rate it's going, why do you think so many people are calling our homes? Those of us that own homes, and said, look, I want to buy your home, and I'm going to give you a good offer for it. Not how much do you want for your home, but I'm going to give you a good offer, closing costs, this, that, and the other. And when you look around, people, come on, wake up. When you look around and notice where you live right at the airport. You live about 6 to 8 minutes from downtown. When you look at all of the things your neighborhoods are allowing to be trashed up, so you will say, well, then, wait a minute, wait, we might as well sell out or bring other people in. Why is that? Because we're not getting anything done right now. You better wake up and smell the coffee, and it's not Caribbean, it's Birmingham. Wake up. Keith, good to see you, sir.
How you doing?
Blessed by the very best. Good to see you. How you
See,
doing?
I try to tell people too, exactly what y'all talking about, that's about to happen. And if I want to interject here, what's happening now is that in certain cities that they're starting to divest in certain neighborhoods, even when it comes down to services. They're divesting in the services that you pay your tax dollars for. Look what's happening now in Birmingham. Ever since we have those large trash cans, that's coming. The city council was talking about reducing your trash service to not from twice a week to once a week. And they're getting ready to privatize that. But we're so caught up in these distractions. While we're caught up in these distractions, you get stuff like this going on. Your neighborhood is overrun by crime. The city is not investing in the people that live in these neighborhoods. Your roads look trashy. You in a food desert, some people call it. It's all by design. They're divesting in infrastructure, all of these things to drive people out. I'm telling y'all, they are trying to drive some people out of your neighborhood. I've been saying it for years. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. And now that it's happening, now what? Believe us now, or you're still living in denial? That's the question.
Well, you got to look at this. And I know people gonna hate it, but when Obama was in office, Obama was able to do whatever he wanted to do. And why is that? Because people liked him. Obama is a politician. That's all he is to us. Because does he call you on holidays? Does he come to visit you on friends and family at church? Do he send you hey, happy birthday? Or if you sick, has he ever sent you anything? I get it. That's how we treat our politicians in Birmingham and Alabama. Listen, people, Paul Littlejohn is working with NACA. NACA is saying, we'll help you with no down payment, help you with your credit, help you get a house. No, I'm sorry. Help you get a home.
Yes.
A house is when you rent.
Yes.
Home is where that's your domicile. That's where if you want to paint your walls neon, plaid, purple, green, and yellow, you can do whatever you want to do in your home. Now, a home when you're renting, a house when you're renting, you have to go by their rules, right? These guys, they're trying to tell you, you got people who look at them and like it's too good to be true. Back to the politicians. We're at the point now where basically everybody on this Zoom right here knows all the politicians in Birmingham and the state. We have some knowledge of them, dealing with them. We might can even call them on a Saturday or Sunday and they pick up the phone. Okay, but what good is that? If they're not doing nothing for the people, and I'm gonna give it to you, Paul, right here. I'm gonna alley-oop it to you. If they're not doing anything for the people, what good is it knowing the politicians?
None.
I think what we're doing also, Lonnie, to be perfectly honest, I agree with Keith. We've gotten to the point where we deify politicians. we put them on the Mount Rushmore of, and we put some of them even equal with God. And the problem is that we stop looking at them as human beings with frailties and that will fail us, and we believe, oh, in this politician. But this cycle has been it's being repeated, because I can remember back in the 70s when we moved to Norwood, there was a great exodus, and Reverend Webb can talk about this because she knows where I'm headed. There was a great exodus from Norwood by those people who weren't of color when people of color came. And now the people of color that live in these neighborhoods are now being pushed back out. So why? So that people who aren't of color can come back and claim those neighborhoods. And what has to happen is we have to stop listening or looking at who's bringing the message and listen to the message. Because Keith was saying this 5 years ago. When they first started talking, remember, Keith, we were at an election and they were talking about gentrification. Remember that?
Yep.
And we were talking about it. Well, lo and behold, what do you think's happening right now?
See there, that's confirmation right there of everything that I've been saying for the last 5 or 6 years. Y'all not hearing me.
Norwood is being gentrified.
Forget of the fact that
being gentrified. Guess what? Little old Titusville is now being gentrified.
Boy, and do you realize Titusville, like Parker High School, is one of the oldest and stuff with black people, and we're losing that?
Yep.
Go ahead, Keith. Go finish what you were saying.
See, what Little John was saying was basically confirmation of everything that I've been saying over the years. Y'all looking at me like I'm crazy.
Well,
but it's happening.
If you have the ability, like the rest of us, it's gonna rain. You understand what I'm saying? When he was building that boat, what he said?
It's going. The rain coming.
And all we keep telling people, bro, we was talking about, remember this in the election? You can party on the south side in the streets. You can eat on 20th Street, but there's blood on the streets on the east and the west side.
Say that.
Now, where's still the blood in the streets over here?
Isn't it amazing, though? Think about what you just said, Lonnie. We can have open carry at Railroad Park.
Yeah.
Open carry at Railroad Park, but it's open gunfire on 28th Street North Birmingham.
Fairfield just got shut down last night. Keith was saying stuff. Richard, Gwen, Paul, everybody has been saying stuff for the dude. Take Mayor Woodfin out the situation, right? Put in Mayor left hand. Take him. We don't know this guy. None of us know this mayor, right? But if that mayor says, if the crime is high, blame the mayor. Then when Mayor left hand get in and the crime gets higher, who do you blame? I'm not trying to make enemies, bro. I don't trust me when I care. I don't care about it. It's the fact of, if a politician runs on something, if anybody who gets elected runs on something, hold them at least to that.
Here's something, honey. Here's something that's key. And you said it. We got to start making folks as accountable to us as we are to them.
Amen. That's right.
I want you to understand what I'm saying.
That's right.
We have to make politicians, and how do we make them accountable? We deny them access to our vote.
Bro, look at this. We're losing the Waterwork Board. We're losing the dollar. Y'all not paying attention? Bezos said last year. Now, who's this Bezos?
Jeff Bezos.
And who is that?
One of them multi-billionaires.
Let's get specific. What he owns?
Apple.
Meta or
Meta.
Facebook.
Yeah.
AKA
Bezos. Bezos, not Zuckerberg. Bezos.
Amazon.
Amazon is bigger than any of them, right?
Right.
still growing.
You
Yes.
you telling somebody who owns something that you want, they need us specifically. He got on media and said, don't buy any big ticket items.
Yep. Sure did.
Now, now I sell stuff. I'm telling you, don't buy nothing. Keep your money. Don't buy any large ticket items. What is that telling you? They know something that's going on, right?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I learned this in college because I was an accounting major. They have forecasts going out for the next 50 years. They already can tell you what's going to happen economically 50 years from now. The problem is that when they tell us, we don't believe it. You know, Tony Evans said something that made a lot of sense. He said he's tired of dealing with folks who buy things they don't need with money they don't have to impress folks they don't. That's a powerful statement. And until we can understand the value of our dollar, we're continually being these type conversations. In Birmingham, Alabama, 2023, we're still faced with the same economic problems that we were faced with in 1976, 77, when we elected the first black mayor.
You know what I did? I got 3 kids.
Stop laughing at me, Miss Gwen.
I got 3 boys. I got 3 boys that are in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
My 15-year-old is graduating high school in May. I am going to get him a flyer done and make this big pomp and circumstance about him graduating. Not him coming home from jail. Not him X, Y, and Z. I'm making a big deal that he graduated. See, I never graduated high school. I got my GED, right? Which everybody should know now because I ran for office. He took his ACT yesterday. You know what I told him? When he first came in, I said, well, how did you do? And he proceeded to tell me. I said, okay, how do you feel about your math? Because he thought his math was weak, even though he took algebraic geometry, some crazy thing. So I'm like, dude, quit saying it's hard as you just know, right? Anyway, Dad, I think I did this, this, and this. I said, let me tell you like this, boy. And I told him just like, let me tell you like this, boy. I'm proud of you if you made a 9 because you went out there and you took the test.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? It's the building of the mind that you have to do with these children. My 11-year-old, he's getting ready to do his first piano recital. And I promise you, like I'm sitting here right now, it's like God said, hey, create him a flyer. Now, he's only doing 1 song. He's a beginner. But when I told Gwen yesterday, I think I said, Deion Sanders, the reason he created Primetime is he said because nobody ever came to see him play. So he created it to help him get through that. Now, one of the best players in the world had to create this persona because nobody came to see. He said he was drafted to the baseball league, and he still hardly had nobody come see him play. So I'm like, you know what? With my kids, what I'm going to do is, I don't care if they're out there kicking the ball. If I got to make them seem special, that's what we got to do, man. Our kids are not seeing this. Nobody is investing in the kids. Do you? No, I can't say nobody. I forgot where I am. I'm on public media. Hardly anyone is investing in our kids, our children. Right?
And you're right. My daughter just said that yesterday. She said, Mama, they build this, this, and this. They invest money in this, this, and this. But what are they investing money in for the children?
A water park. Listen, people, education. We can save our education. Charter schools is fine. Okay, let's do this. Open up charter schools. Bump it. Open up. How many do you need to open up in Birmingham? Right? Okay, now whatever you do, I didn't know. And this is the crazy part. Terry taught me this right here, Paul, Keith, Gwen. Did you know that Huntsville is segregated?
Yes, it is.
I was just up there about a month ago, and it's sad. They took away the tracks. Miss Gwen looking. they took away the tracks and replaced the tracks with a bridge. Am I right, Ms. Gwen?
Yes, sir. You're right.
So now the poor folks, black and white, Mexican, whoever, are on one side of the bridge.
Yes.
And the affluent are on the other side. Now, here's the key about this bridge. There's no place for you to walk to go from one side to the other. You must drive.
You're right.
They ain't even put
Right.
side. They ain't even put side like Edmund Pettis. They ain't even put side.
There are no sidewalks on the bridge.
That's right.
So
Keith, did you know that?
But and here's the key now, Lonnie. Look back now. I guess I'm one of the oldest folks on here. I remember when it was basketball time, we went to the gym. You can hardly drive down a street in our neighborhoods because kids are now having to play basketball on portable goals in the street while these gyms are left rotten.
Rotten. Yep.
Back Alpine, if you were a ball player, Lonnie, you know this. If you were a ball player on Saturday morning, you rode your bike, you ran, you walked, however you got there, you went to McAlpine.
That's right.
And you called us.
Dude, we was at Monday through Thursday night, we was at Midfield Gym.
Yep.
Friday, we was at UAB on the campus over there by the gas station on that backside over there.
On that backside.
And which is what I think is 11. If you keep on up, it's 11 where it's, Jimmy Nix and all them.
It's actually between 10th and 11th.
Then we was on the east side over in Gate City. Then we was on the north side over there. Every day we had a place where we were playing at. But see, I had to go to Homewood, man, to find a gym that I can go to.
That's what I was leading up to. You and I had a conversation last week, and you said, hey, I'm headed to the gym. I said, man, where you going? He said, I'm going to take the boys to Homewood. Now, keep in mind, Lonnie lives in Oxmoor.
Yes.
And you got to drive all the way to Homewood to feel safe to shoot basketball with your sons?
Bruh, when I tell you, and again, let me make, I want to make this clear because people, they're still saying this to me. They think I am disgruntled or whatever because I've lost. I've told y'all several times, y'all won, I lost, I'm done. Ain't got nothing to do. I don't have any hard feelings. The people, if they voted a certain way, what I am is still a citizen. When I moved to Houston, I still had my houses in Birmingham. I still had my properties in Birmingham. So I still pay taxes where?
In Birmingham.
So don't tell me I can't say. Somebody said, well, Lonnie, you gone. You can't say, don't you twist your lips up to say I can't say nothing. I'm still me. And it's funny how we turn on each other, man. We eat each other live. We don't even cook each other anymore. We just sushi us up. We just cook up. Keith Williams has been telling people facts. Well, Keith talked too slow. Or well, Keith did. This man is bringing knowledge. He used to break down. He was, and brother, I applaud you because I ain't doing it. These big old thick documents. He go through and make it simple for the people who can't do it or don't want to do it. He's breaking it down. And then you put people in who
say it.
The Black community is so far behind. It is scary. You know what? I've been working 26 years, almost 27 years in IT. And I got my resume done this past Friday, which I thought she was going to have it done this Friday coming up. She said, no, Mr. Malone, because you can miss so many opportunities between now and then. And she went back and she told me, she said she did a market analysis, financial analysis on my skill set. How much money you think I'm behind, Paul? All three of y'all, give y'all best price.
Knowing what I know of, here's the thing. A couple of us know you and know the skill set. You should be bringing home about $250,000 a year.
Should be.
What you say, Gwen?
I know you ain't bringing that much.
No, what Paul is saying, and you know, I always say it to you. You bring yourself down when you're already up there. What Paul is saying is so true, Lonnie. I say it to you all the time. You deserve more, but people don't want you to have more because they know you're qualified for more. They know that.
Keith, what you think I'm lacking, Keith?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think sometimes you underestimate yourself.
Yes.
Based on what people are telling you. And that's something that you have to overcome. I mean, you're not an underestimated. We just have to realize our worth. And no matter what people tell us, as long as you know what your worth is, go by that. Forget what everyone else is saying. Because and I'm sure all of us can attest to that. Every time we do something good, you always gonna have those naysayers and haters. And as my mom said, bump them. As long as you know your worth, keep on trucking.
But that's what we got to get to, brother. We got to. There are so many people in this city that I work with and deal with. You know, recently I told y'all I'm not doing any more community service. My heart, I've realized, man, and I promise you, I've given over $200-some thousand plus away. And they treat me like I'm trash. You know what you did? They called me Republican, sold the black community. Now, but then the same ones who do it, booty called me and said, hey, can you help me with this? You remember I came up with that term, booty call friends or whatever? You only call me when you want something. And I'm not, I promise you, man, if I wanted to be sour about something, that's what I could be sour about. You using people, right?
But that's what they do. You know it. I know it. Paul know it. Keith knows it. That's what they do. And if they feel like they can't use you anymore, then you're a problem.
That's the hurting part about it, though, Gwen. The people that's on this call concerns it. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this Saturday. And I mean, this Sunday, no matter what time you join us, if you're joining us live or you're joining us after, like some people do, at least that's what the number shows, because we get thousands after the fact. I don't know what the thousands are doing it, but hey, maybe we need to change the day. I don't know. But not necessarily political across the social media platform. We have our Concerned Citizens series that we're doing. We're going to be doing this for the rest of the year, basically, because there's a lot of things going on in this city. We haven't even gotten to the presidential issues yet. We just still in Birmingham, but we're getting there. So we're going to touch on it before we get ready to go, because we're at 48 minutes. So let's jump to the presidential.
Before we go there, Lonnie, I got to say this. I was sharing with some friends the other day, and I think I even shared it with you, Lonnie, when you and I were talking. The problem is there's a scripture in the Bible says, and it says it like this, that your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men.
Yes.
But because we don't break down words, we don't understand semantics, we don't understand that scripture. Well, what the scripture is virtually and literally saying, if you look at the word make, okay, it says that your gift will make. The word make means to create or to build.
Yes.
So now when we transliterate the scripture, it says that your gift will build you a room. And if we look at the word bring means to take, to carry, deliver. So now the scripture is literally saying to us that your gift will build you a room and deliver you to great people. The problem is we keep trying to go into rooms that we aren't being, that the room is not built for us.
Slow down.
Not being delivered to.
Slow down. Say that again. Slow it down. Slow it down. I just dissed you. Slow it down. Say it again.
The problem is we keep trying to go into rooms that were not built for us, created for us, nor were we delivered to. Because if you go to the room that you're being built for, that you're being delivered to, guess what the end result is? There'll be great people awaiting you in your room.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
That's what I'm learning to do now. I will no longer go into a room where I'm simply tolerated. If you're only going to tolerate me, I will not be in that room unless I'm. And folks say, "Well, that's narcissistic." No, it isn't. If you don't care enough about yourself, how can you expect anybody on the outside to care about you?
Man,
so I'm not going into rooms anymore that don't belong. If you can't celebrate me, the gifts and talents that God has given me in that room, that means I don't need to be in it. Therein lies the problem, though, is that we keep wanting to force ourselves into rooms that God had no intention on us being there in the beginning.
No intention, brother. I want to shout because when I'm telling you, when that lady spoke to me about my resume, man, she was saying, everybody, you remember I put on Facebook that about me running, people saying, "Don't run, Lonnie, you don't need to do this." And every time it seemed like I go through that kind of stuff, God sends somebody saying, "Hey, look at this right here." You see what I'm saying? Like you're saying, I'm trying to go in this room here, but this door over here is wide open. Now that door right there barely got a crack in it. You can see the light because the house don't shift it, so you see a little light. But this door over here is wide open. And that's what a lot of us are trying to do. Keith, Paul, Gwen, Richard, all of us. Because and like Keith just said, like Paul just said, he ain't doing it anymore. He ain't doing it. And you once you learn that, Keith, you remember, and you ain't got to say it right here, but you remember the conversation we had when you got through volunteering down south? What they asked you if you would do such and such for them, or you thought about doing? Now, you ain't got to say it, but I agree with them. Sometimes you do have to leave your home like Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to. Easter just left, brother. You know what I did in Easter at church? First of all, I don't never go to church on Easter. I don't go to church on Christmas. I was in an Easter play. I had one line, but I was in because what I said was, maybe I need to do something different. Maybe show myself a different way to people. Show them that I'm really helpful. Because I'm so quiet, people think that I can be arrogant or stuck up in this. And it's farthest from the truth. I'm just a naturally quiet person. I had to tell my mom today, I said, "Mom, I got to be away because I've been so much under people that is draining my spirit. I got to get away to just be Lonnie." You know, like I was telling somebody told me they were just sitting on the back porch, enjoying the weather. When you can't even sit on the back porch for 5 or 10 minutes and just enjoy the weather, that's showing you that you got to get away, man. You got to, like I'm going to get off Facebook. And my mom like, "Lonnie, a lot of people you don't realize listen to you and like the information you give." I said, "Well, they can do it." She said, "No, you just have the gift to get what people need sometimes." You see what I'm saying? That's what all of us are. As a people, Keith, man, you are special to this city, brother. Corey Petway is special to this city, brother. Star Rob is special to this city. Richard Franklin, Gwen Reb, Paul Littlejohn. You got to, man, y'all got to get out there and forget these people who are doing everything else in this city, man. Like I told you, I've never got an award. And I'm not saying this to get one. But I was listening to a song, man. This dude, he basically was he was a fighter. And he was going through telling his story. He was saying he was working, and then he quit his job because he wanted to invest in himself. He wanted to be a fighter. He was doing like a stock cashier or something. But he was showing his story. Y'all might find it on Facebook eventually. But he was saying how he lost $100,000 contract He said, because he had to invest in himself. It's time that you got to invest in yourself. So what if you lost? So what if the people that you want to accept you? Paul gave y'all the word. Quit trying to go in these places. Don't be tolerated. Brother, there are some people out there that will celebrate you every day. Y'all are my brothers. I don't do friends anymore. I do friends for Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. That's it. If that's it, no joke. You're either now my brother or sister, or you're an associate. And I would let you know up front, if I don't call you that, you are an associate.
That's right.
So I don't care if you don't call me. Now, my brothers and sisters, I care. Because you know what? Time out for being mistreated. Keith, don't let nobody mistreat you, brother. You are an intelligent diehard for the people. Paul Littlejohn, I met in 2017, and we've been together ever since. Paul Littlejohn has grown leaps and bounds from things I've seen. Paul might not tell you. Paul had some down times where we were talking 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And you know where you were at that time, right, Paul?
Yep.
Now look at where you are. Antoine Womack. People dogged out Antoine Womack. He lied. He openly admitted, I did lie about saying I was education. You know why? Because it's embarrassing not to have it. But who do you talk to? I, Lonnie Malone, got my GED. I dropped out of school several times, twice. And I didn't even realize I could have went to Winona back in those days, and I could have made up my credits. But I didn't do it. So I dropped out of school. And then when I found out, my mom called me. She said, Lonnie, do you realize you're my only son that never graduated high school? I said, Mama, you're right. I was laying on the side of my bed. I had just came from, I don't know, work or something like that. I rose up, called the GED people and said, hey, I need to take the test. They said, well, are you going to, do you need to study? I said, no, when can I take it? This was like a Thursday or Friday. They said, well, you can take it a Monday or two, whenever it was. Oliver was the speaker at the thing. I didn't know it until my mom showed me the program. The one who got arrested or whatever.
Oliver Robinson.
Oliver Robinson. That's how crazy and it was. I went and took my test. I got my scores back. I'm thinking, like my son, I think I did all right. The lady, they sent me a thing, you passed. God dog it. That's why I told my son that day, yesterday, I said, boy, if you make a 9, I'm proud of you. So whatever he gets, it's going to, like I told him, when you prepare, God has a score for you. When you don't prepare, God has a score for you. He prepared. So whatever he gets, brother, that's what he's meant to get. That's what you're meant to get when you prepare for what you want. Make your vision board. Write the vision down. Make it plain.
Yeah.
When I tell you, Paul, I'm going to give it to you right here, Keith. Paul told me, man, Lonnie, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to do that, that, and that. And Paul did it. You see what I'm saying, Keith? Man, you are valuable to this community.
And your voice needs to be heard.
And your voice needs to be heard. Go ahead, Keith.
I want to address some of the I want to address some of the things that you have mentioned, Lonnie. Like, for example, education-wise. I don't know if some of y'all know this, but I used to be in special education when I was in school. Did y'all know that? I was. For a long time. Elementary school, middle school, part of high school. I was in special education. And in my junior year in high school, I was taken out of special education into the regular academic program. And they say, okay, you got to do 4 years of high school in 2 years.
Wow.
And by the grace of God, I did it. And mindfully, I was part of a lot of clubs and organizations, SGA, FBLA, you name it. I had a part-time job. But when I graduated high school, I was in the top 2% of my class when I graduated. Had a high score on the ACT, and I had a whole bunch of colleges trying to give me scholarships. Second thing I want to mention is that I'm here right now in Alexander City, which is in Tallapoosa County.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of weeks ago, Camp Hill, a small town out here, probably about 25 minutes away, got hit by a hailstorm. And I've been out here for the last 2 weeks, doing whatever I can to help people recover. I talk a lot of times about bringing a community radio station to my community in Birmingham. And I realized that that was a door that was not meant to open. In my own community, I'm being scorned and hated and talked about in my own community. They are trying to get rid of me. I'm not kidding you. I am even my own counselor person. I'm not going to go there, but that leaves for your own interpretation and judgment. Well, anyway, when I got to Camp Hill here, not only was I am celebrated here in Camp Hill. And some of the things I wanted to do that I could not do in Birmingham, they're about to manifest itself. Like, for example, I always wanted to do a community radio station. Guess what? That's about to manifest. That's about to manifest itself. And people are so excited in this small town that, hey, we finally going to have some type of voice. Where before I came, they had no way of getting information. They felt they didn't have a voice. They feel that the mayor and city and town council here, they're not giving them the information that they need. So when I brought this idea to the town, they was like, well, that's a game changer. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because, of the fact that if you feel that if you're just being tolerated, or you feel that you're not wanted, I truly believe that God would send you to a place to where you are valuable and you are celebrated. And to be honest with you, I feel that this door, of being celebrated and being able to use my gifts and talents to the glory of God is beginning to manifest itself.
10:34 p.m. Saturday night, a 200 block of Broadneck Street in Dadeville. 4 dead, 28 injured.
I am definitely aware of that. I found out about that actually early this morning there. And of course, I will be at the local hospital on tomorrow providing grief counseling there, as well as some of the schools. I will make an appearance over there. So I'm pretty much aware of that. And it's like really sad that happened. I don't know the circumstances that took place there. Just like any mass shooting that you have, you always hear this phrase, thoughts and prayers, right? Y'all, I'm sick of that phrase.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers. Every time there's a shooting, thoughts and prayers. But nothing is being done to address gun violence. And then in Tennessee, when you have 3 individuals that were speaking out for gun reform, look what happened to them. They got expelled. So anytime that we do the right thing, we're viewed as being wrong. We're viewed as being liars, and we get ostracized. Listen, forget all that. You're going to have some naysayers, and you're going to have some haters for doing the right thing and telling the truth. I don't care. Continue to do what is right. Continue to do what is good. And for God's sake, continue to hold people accountable. They're going to hate you for it. But I hope and pray at the end, they're going to say, well, you right. But you got to continue to do what is right. You got to continue to speak the truth. Everybody's not going to like the truth. And that's a problem. But we cannot be concerned about that. As long as I'm telling you the truth in love, I've done my job.
That's right.
I'm no longer accountable. But if I don't say anything, I know something is wrong and I don't say anything, guess what? I'm going to be held accountable. But as long as I'm telling you the truth and I'm telling you in love, it is out of my hands. You either accept it or you reject it. I have nothing else to do with that. Once I say what I have to say, it is up to you to accept it or reject it. And with that comes consequences.
Paul, close. Get ready. You got anything before we close out?
Yeah, one thing I do want to say, and you know, Keith is so right. Not only do we have to hold people accountable, but we've got to begin to be accountable to ourselves and not lower our standards and morals to get along. I like what the brother said. I mean, I can look back at, you know, so many times when people had things to say about Paul, but I always knew who Paul was, and I knew the whole story. So I guess in closing, one of the things I want to remind us all to do is get the whole story. Don't just get the part that make you feel good or exalt you and make you feel like you're better than everybody, but get the entire story so that you can tell the story the way it needs to be told. And here's the thing. If people aren't telling your story, do what Keith just said. You tell it yourself. You on mute, Lonnie. Lonnie, you muted.
Gwen, are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Go ahead and give us some before we go.
Okay. First of all, forgive me, guys. I was telling people how to get on, and they got on by calling me. What I want to give to you is that Paul Littlejohn, Keith, Lonnie Malone, you're a real man. Lonnie can tell you during the campaign, I kept asking the question. And Lonnie and Richard would tell you that. I said, where are the men? Where are the real men? Other than you guys that are here. And I will forever love those guys because they are real men. And Lil John, you know where we stand.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm here to tell you a lot of people in Birmingham have despised the chocolate people. But just like I've always told people, even when I was a young girl out there marching for freedom, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I can say for you three men that's on here, I know you're not going anywhere. And this is what we, the four of us, need to look at right here. Is what Dr. King said in when he was in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia, August of 1967, during the 11th annual SELC convention, when he said, where? I'm asking you guys, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I'm concerned about the truth not being told. Like what Keith said, Lil John, Lonnie Malone. The truth is not being told. What they're trying to do is diminish the truth. Cover it up. When we don't want our children to know about our history, don't want them to know about our past, where do we go from here? I don't know about other people, but I know about the four of us, the five with Richard and Terry and Dodge and all of us. We are going to continue to go up. And Lil John, I wish you would call me after the show, please.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to continue to go up, guys. Lonnie Malone, I applaud you. Our brother, I applaud you. You did not allow people to put you down, to put you out. That's why not necessarily political is still going, and it's going to get stronger and better. And what you need to make it bigger, all you need to do is ask us so we can ask others to assist you in this endeavor. Because we've got to make it bigger and better. That's the only way the people are going to get the truth. Other things, they're not getting the truth. You guys know that. Keith has left Birmingham, not for good, but that's the only way he could get his show going. Now, gentlemen, we see what is happening to Birmingham. We've been sold out.
Bad.
Out. Now, I'm asking the same question that Dr. King asked. Where do we go from here? I started in the neighborhood movement, and I'll show you guys what. In 1982. 1982. And now they're trying to kill that. Where do we go from here? Lonnie Malone?
The truth. Go ahead.
Lonnie Malone, I stay on you all the time, and you know that people would think we're biological brother and sister. Sometimes he make me want to just backhand. Really. Look, Paul, you know where I'm going, just backhand him. Where, Lonnie Malone? Where do we go from here? You're the man with the plan. Where do we go from here?
The truth is told, not sold. That's how it says, Paul.
Nah.
How do you say it?
If you can't tell it, you need to sell it.
Oh,
Truth.
man.
You tell it, need to sell it. Truth is told, not sold. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? See, here's the thing about it. Long time ago, we all said something about these school buildings need to be turned into.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Need to be done this way. This is what I said. Law enforcement to black men is what medical professionals are to black women. Serena Williams, one of the most popular, if not the most popular professional athlete in the world, the most winningest, one of, because she beat Tom Brady, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Almost died giving childbirth.
Yeah.
Why? Because the doctor thought that black women can take more pain than anybody else. Why not take one of these schools? And this is what I was going to run on as mayor. Take one of these schools and turn it into a clinic specifically for prenatal, scared women who are having children, who just found out they're pregnant. Give them resources. Help them out. Have a clinic to where it can be emergency. So if they're close by and can't make it, they can go there and have the baby. Now, really, we want it to be for prenatal care. Right?
Right.
But be prepared that if a child is being born there, which it happens, they got the rights. And we're going to have doctors who have some kind of a skill set, or they're going to be questioned, right? If you show any signs of prejudice or any signs of nothing's going to change in the black community, you're not welcome there. This is not for you to get paid. This is for doctors who care. My mom had to have surgery in November. And one of the things I prayed for was everybody, even down to the janitor who touches her case, God's hands would be upon them. And do you realize when she got into surgery, the doctor was like, oh, she don't really have to have as much done as we thought. But that doctor, even till he released her, because after surgery, you still have to go back for checkups. That doctor was like, I tell everybody about your boys, how we came there, because she had all boys, how we came there and took up. He said one thing about it was they was not going to allow just anything to happen to you. You know what I told the nurses the first day I walked in there?
What?
In room, whatever room she was in, you have a very important client, and she better be taken care of like it's the president. And them nurses looked at me. Don't get me wrong now. I wasn't being disrespectful. I'm just telling you that that woman in that room is very special. You better take care of everything. And one day, one of the nurses was treating her bad. We said, hey, she got to go. You know what they did? Replace that nurse.
Right.
See, black women are being treated so bad. We need this in the city of Birmingham.
Yes.
All these empty schools, make it an incubator for babies to where they can go and get extra help for their schools. Like Keith said, they put him in special ed. Most black people do. Dr. Umar Johnson tell you that's the first thing they'll do to black men. And for the record, black men, black women, they don't care about neither one of us. Stop fighting each other.
That's right.
America does not care about black women. America does not care about black men.
Nope.
So stop fighting each other. The first thing, if a black man say, well, America don't care about me, first thing black women gonna say, they don't care about us either. Okay, you just proved my point. Stop fighting each other. In the black communities, it's peace, it's unity. Let's stop killing each other. Then when you see our black politicians, they're always around white people at an event, taking pictures. Because it's political season. You don't run 6 months out, you run 2 years out.
Yeah.
Every dollar they give is to show you they're giving you your money back and making it like they're doing something for you. Are you picking up what we putting down? You know how you stop violent crime? You take the $80 million surplus you had and take $10 to $20 million and make business incubators. Paul got a job. He want to start a business in lawn care. But if Paul ain't even picked up a lawnmower, he need to go through the NACA program for a year. And I'm using NACA as an example. You go through this program for a year. This is how you do your business. You may graduate before a year. Keith, well, he got a product. Keith's product is, but he don't have the funding to get it built. Well, Keith is a different part. He need to go through the program until he shows how to get the funding. Now he's ready to step out. Gwen has a full product she's been pushing for 3 to 5 years on a small level. Well, Gwen already got her license. She's already done everything. She already got a product. She already got customers. Then Gwen will go and get a fund to get her grow her business. She needs to sit down and say, this is my business plan. This is what we could be, like sharks. That's what shark is. Basically, yeah. You get up there and you get the money, and now you done built these businesses. Birmingham hasn't built black business in 40 years.
You're right.
Absolutely right.
You're right.
So, we have done enough in the living room. Let's go to the bedrooms. Let's go to the bathrooms for a while. Let's clean up some of this sugar honey iced tea. Let's clean it up. As far as crime, if you build your people and you sit up here and say education, let's go to the kids. This is why voting is important. Go to the junior high. This is what birth control is. This is what AIDS is. This is because those are little men. Those are little kids right there that's turning into little grown people. That's what junior high is. That's why you have bullying, because testosterone is not being taught what to do. Estrogen is not being taught what to do. You just got these bodies like little pit bulls full of energy, and you're not telling them what to do with it. So they turn on each other. High school, you need to vote. You need to get out there. This is what business, this is what economics is. This is what a budget is. This is what family does. This is why you don't need it. Now you go to college. Come and teach these junior high school kids and high school kids what you just left. Be a mentor. Incubate. That's what you do at other schools. You're teaching these kids about life. Life. Nobody teaches us about life.
Exactly.
Credit. If your credit score is 700 and above, you ain't trying to kill nobody.
All right.
You have took time to build your life, so I'm going to do this, this, and this. You ain't looking at now. If something happened to somebody with a high credit score, is because they probably was forced, jealousy or whatever. You can't stop that.
No,
you can't. I'm not sitting up here saying if somebody's domestically abusing each other, nobody can stop that really, unless you see it or hear it. Your neighbor's about the only one that can help. And family. Once the family step in and say, hey, y'all need to break up for a while. And we're going to sit here. Y'all going here. You going there. If you can't afford it, sleep on the street. Because there's no reason why you shouldn't be putting your hands on each other.
That's right.
That's how you build it. All 99 neighborhoods. One Birmingham. A city too busy to hate. What too busy mean? We're building. We're branching out. We're moving forward. We're building the whole city and not just the white community. And dear white people, my God, you have had enough. Share some of it. If you're so woke, white liberals, if you're so woke, share the wealth. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You'll talk a good game and you'll hold a sign up, but you're not going to share that wealth. Not necessarily political across social media platform. Dear black people, it's time to get up, get out, and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass by.
Can I say just a couple of things, Lonnie?
You can get it right here. I went into a restaurant yesterday, and it was a soul food restaurant that wasn't ran by black people. Every chicken wing spot I go to is not run by black people. Now, if I want to get some cakes, I can go to LaWanda Little John. But other than that, our soul food is not ran by black people. Our community gas stations, clothing stores are not run by black people. The one thing that comedian said that made sense, we spend about $2.8 trillion in America. That's what he said about Latinos. Well, black people are there too. But they keep their money in their community. We don't. Do you realize Not Necessarily Political has been in business since 2017, and not one of my political friends, anybody with business, have donated or given $1 to Not Necessarily Political? There you go, Gwen.
Well, one thing that I want all of us, even those that are not on here with us, is to start being dissatisfied. Start being dissatisfied. Start being dissatisfied until things change. Being dissatisfied until these walls of murdering and start coming down. Start being dissatisfied until those that live on the outskirts of hope are brought back into the city. Those of us that have moved out, and people wonder about the voting. People have left. We have left. Others are coming in that's not going to vote for us. Let us be dissatisfied until the dark yesterdays of segregation, that those dark days will not return. I don't know whether you're looking or not, but they're trying to bring them back. We've got to get dissatisfied about all of this stuff that is going on. Not just Lonnie Malone, not just Keith Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, Not Necessarily Political across social media platforms, 100% civil disobedience, 100% unsatisfied. Thank you, Keith Williams, for joining us. Paul Littlejohn III, Reverend Gwendolyn Cook Webb. I appreciate you for all the times, and for other cast members that couldn't make it today. We will be regularly coming on again at Sundays at 3:00. One thing, I used to work for AG Guest, and I didn't know who Agent Gaston was. We used to cut his grass and do other little stuff around there. We used to go to the boys club on Saturday morning, and we'd get in the back of this van with Big, and he'll take us to this beautiful house. And once we did, and I would see this guy get out the car, this Cadillac, and he'd get out the car, go in the house, and eventually he got to the point where he would have me come and serve the hot dogs. He'd be big old plate of hot dogs to feed us. And then I heard this statement one time. What is it? See a need of the people and fill it. I didn't even know that's who that was at that time. Not necessarily political. In other black media, Roland Martin, anybody else who's out there that's trying to get black media out there, Gary Richardson, Chris Coleman, any of them, Courtney French or whatever, however you want to say it, it's important in the black community. Because if you're not seeing, and I try not to talk about people, but when you're just blatantly doing it like DeSantis, I keep telling y'all, it's a dangerous person because he's not wild like Trump. He's level-headed to where people will listen. If Trump was level-headed, a lot more people would have listened to Trump. They're trying to stop black history from being taught. Well, I'm black history. That's a shirt that need to be created right now. Somebody create, I'm black history. I got 4 children in the United States of America that I have to provide for. And any other children I come across that need help, I help them. I once taught in a Bible study, and I close after this. And I told them about this song, I Believe the Children Are the Future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
But go back. Teach them well. Not teach them. Not give them some information. Teach them well. So they can run. Write the vision down.
Make it plain.
And they can run. Because see, when do you do your most running? As a child. The 3 Hebrew boys went into the fiery furnace. Check this out. Some people may overlook this. The one who started the fire burned up. So who put them in the fire? Now, these 3 Hebrew boys were kids.
Right.
But when they got in there, they fell to their knees. The fire was so hot that it was melting the walls, but they fell on their knees. Who pushed them down? Because the people who put you in the fire burned up.
Yes.
But when they came out the fire, they didn't have smoke, smell, smut, anything on them. See, like Paul said, when you go through the room that you're supposed to be in, they were supposed to go in that room. Because if you go back up some of those scriptures, it said, if God did this, and this, but if not, I would praise them anyway.
Anyway.
So when they fell down on their knees in prayer, I don't think they fell on knees because they were pushed, because who pushed them?
No,
Kids
they weren't.
can pray now and turn their situation around. Adults can pray now, because what happens when they come up and say, y'all can't do the Bible anymore? Because see, if you talk against homosexuality or trans community, you talk against them, you get canceled. But they can turn around and straight dog Christians out. This is where we are in America. Christians are the dumbest things ever created. But if we say anything, Korean Stephan said, it's funny when you disrespect me, but when I disrespect you, there's a problem. There are black people You are still some of the most gifted, most beautiful, most wonderfully gifted things ever made. Not necessarily political, across social media platform. Sundays at 3 p.m. Check out Paul's Second Chances with Paul Littlejohn. Keith Williams got his show coming on. Concerned Citizens with Gwen Webb and Richard Franklin and Terry Michael. And don't forget the Lonnie Malone Show, the most boring podcast ever created. I say it to your face so you don't have to say it behind my back. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back next Sunday.